So, I just got an email from somebody who's with CARB in California. And it's from a ca.gov email address. It's legit. They are scared to death.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Represent, got it represent.
What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. So, I got an email in from somebody that works at the California Air Resources Board, or CARB. And basically, evidently they had a phone call with the governor, and hold on, let me go here and I'll tell you exactly what was said. Yeah, they had a phone call with the governor and somebody from the federal government talking about the possibility of the California Air Resources Board not being able to move forward, depending on what Lee Zeldin makes a decision with the EPA's right to enforce the Clean Air Act, which is a federal law that's on the books. Now, I've seen multiple things from people saying, well, that doesn't allow, you know, even if the Clean Air Act goes away or EPA can't enforce it, that doesn't stop California or other states from setting their own emission standards. And wrong. You're wrong. There is a thing called federal supremacy. I don't know if you're hip about it, but if you sign on to be a state, there are some things that you do not get to say yay or nay to. And one of these is going to be environmental. Now, what's crazy about this is they also talked about there was a settlement with the Attorney General and the California Air Resources Board with Hino Motors, which is a subsidiary of Toyota Motor Company. It was a $237 million settlement, and it happened right before the new Trump administration came in around January 15th, right? But they're freaking out a little bit because it looks like Toyota, while they did reach that settlement, might go, time for some take-backsies. What I mean by that is, if this gets pulled down and then, you know, removing the teeth in the Clean Air Act is merely a matter of doing paperwork like I did in the video for you guys yesterday, and I talked about it in detail. It is a full article about how it will happen, how it's broken down in the, is it Scientific American or whatever? I talked about it yesterday in the video. You can go check it out. But evidently, a lot of the staff, a lot of the state employees and the people that work at the California Air Resources Board are freaking the F out. And it's funny because it looks like Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, kind of sees the writing on the wall and he wants to be on the winning side here. I never thought I would see Gavin Newsom going for less emissions. I'd never, ever would have thought that would be a thing. But it's a thing. And what's crazy about this is, so I get this in too, and they sent me the whole case. And look, the email is legit, man. Because sometimes people, I've already, like, I double, triple, quadruple checked this, and I reached out to some former colleagues at the NSA as well, and was like, hey, can you verify if this email is, like, legitimate, right? And they look at it, and they were like, yeah, arb.ca.gov. Yeah, it's a legitimate email. But they go into multiple things, and I guess they're freaking out because supposedly Gavin Newsom was supposed to Trump-proof the state and has been unable to do so because Democrats have put forward different amendments or whatever with the bill, and now it's just like effed. They can't get, there's some money that was already allocated, but they were trying to get a lot more money, but there's no money there. They have no money to be able to do this. And I think the language that's coming from Pam Bondi at the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, is enough to make these other people in California go, uh-oh. And what this person at CARB is emailing me as a, as a proper American citizen, when I'm given information like this, where there could be something that may be considered illegal, before I'm able to talk about it here, I have to forward it on to the authorities. And I did do that. I went ahead and forwarded this on to the Department of Justice because this employee at the California Air Resources Board is also looking to possibly get whistleblower protections. Can you say, wait a minute, could we be spending federal money over here at the California Air Resources Board and there's fraud going on? You don't say. Evidently, this person's never seen my channel before, but they opened up YouTube and was just looking up emission stuff, and 2 of my videos popped up. I didn't say he or she, but they watched the video and then said, hey, look, here's some of the insight of what's going on right here, right now. And here's some other stuff that I feel like is kind of suspect after this phone call, I guess, with the governor and the governor's people. So we did reply back and forth, and I did say, hey, look, if you think something illegal is going on, they're worried that the attorney general in their state will do nothing. And I said, well, look, there's other people you can contact. I don't think Kash Patel's been confirmed yet at the FBI, so I don't know if you want to go there. But I said you could email the Department of Justice directly with your findings or what you think is going on. And I'm sure when they see a california.gov email address, they're going to look at it and respond. But I did the best thing I could do. I reached out to former colleagues and friends of mine in the Department of Defense and at the National Security Agency and asked them if they could forward this on to DOJ. So it will be interesting because if some of the stuff that I've been talking with this person about is legitimate, oh, CARB is dead. CARB is done. 100% done. And it's not going to be done for the reasons that you think. Like, people are going to jail. Like, jail. So, I think this is interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens in the next 24 hours as we find out what happens with the EPA and whether or not they're going to continue to enforce the Clean Air Act. Multiple pieces of legislation are being drawn up and are pending that are going to change that anyway. But the days of the California Air Resources Board are coming to an end, whether they want it to or not. I think the governor knows that, and that's why he's negotiating with the president right now on what's going to happen with California as all this stuff shakes out. But I'd love to know what you guys think, because it's funny to me. Doge ain't looking at states yet, but there's so much stuff going on where they're discovering waste, fraud, and abuse in all different corners of the government, that even in the state government now, because they know they get this federal funding, they know that flashlight and that magnifying glass is coming. And they're going, oh no. Oh no is right. Anywho's, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you excited for this like me? Because I am. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And like me, as always, with the pinky out, stay petty, my friends. California tears.